Hello and welcome back to another video where today we will be looking at what the delay means for the Prince of Persia Sands of Time Remake. So for those of you who don't know, the game was announced at a Ubisoft Forward event in September of 2020 where it had the release date of January 21st, 2021. But on December the 8th, 2020, we got this statement from the Prince of Persia team, and it's pretty much just saying that they're going to have to delay the game till March of 2021, which wasn't too bad because it was like 2 months after the initial release. But then on the 5th of February 2021, we got another statement from the team saying that they will be delaying the game until later in 2021 and didn't give us an actual release date, which could mean a couple of things that I'll talk about in this video. So I think the first thing that will come to mind to fans when they hear about the game being delayed to a later date is that they will be reworking the graphics for the game, as in the announcement trailer it got quite a bit of backlash because people were saying the graphics don't look like a current gen game, which makes sense because if you look at the faces of the characters, they don't look as high quality as some other games like maybe Marvel Spider-Man or Horizon Zero Dawn, and even compared to maybe some of the faces in the recent Assassin's Creed games, they do look a bit different, even though we know that the game is using the Anvil engine, which is the same engine the Assassin's Creed games are made in. But saying that, the trailer that was released was only showing alpha footage, and if you go back and look at alpha footage for, say, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, in the announcement trailer for that, people were complaining about the faces again, but when the game actually released, the faces got a massive upgrade. So I can see something like that happening for the Sands of Time, or maybe it's nothing to do with the graphics at all. Maybe they're perfectly happy with the graphics they have. Maybe it's to do with the gameplay instead, as I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere, maybe I read it in an article, that they had a bit of issue getting a rewind feature to work in the Anvil engine. As like I said earlier, the Anvil engine is what the Assassin's Creed games are primarily made in. So maybe they're trying to figure out a way of making that feature work in the Anvil engine, or maybe they're just switching to another engine entirely, like maybe they're going to using Unreal Engine 4. We're not too sure, but considering there have been reports of some of the game's features being hard to implement in the Anvil engine, I could see them possibly changing the game engine entirely. Could be a reason as to why the game is being delayed. Or maybe it has nothing to do with the gameplay not working in the Anvil engine, or the facial models of the characters looking a bit iffy. Maybe they're just spending a lot of time in polishing the game, but I think this is really unlikely because if we know from Ubisoft, some of their games haven't been the most polished in the past, and for that I'm primarily looking at Assassin's Creed Unity and also Assassin's Creed Syndicate on the PS5, as that doesn't run the best on the PS5. There's like glitches with the lighting, but that's a whole topic for another video. But yeah, I don't know what they're actually going to be doing to the game, considering they've delayed it and didn't give us a release date. Maybe they're just struggling to get some features to work, and they've delayed the game to a further date until they know that they've got everything in the game down 100%, and they can announce a new date, and all they have to do until the date is just like bug test and make the game look as good as it can. Maybe that's what they're going for. Whatever is going on with the game, I'm sure we won't know for many years, and if the game actually comes out at all, there's a chance that the game could be scrapped entirely, as we know that this is Ubisoft Pune's first time developing a game themselves. Normally they've been like assisting on other games, stuff like that, so maybe it's proving a little bit too much for the studio to handle, and so the heads at Ubisoft are like saying, we'll give you as much time as you want, which is a good thing because then there won't be crunch, and with crunch we know that was a big issue when it came with Cyberpunk. So maybe Ubisoft are actually focusing on the developers and giving them the time they need to create their games. But whatever happens to the game, I hope it comes out at some point this year, and once we get another release date, I will be doing a follow-up video to this, kind of just saying what I'd like to see in the game, and some improvements I'd like. As I was planning that video, like back when the game was going to release in March, I was going to release it like end of February, start of March time. But as the game's been delayed, I've delayed that video until we get an actual proper release date. But yeah, I fingers crossed we get the game this year. But that's all I have for this video. If you've liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.